Hello everyone. Let's continue our project to build a simple vector map application. So in this video, I'd like to talk to how to zoom the map. And I'll show you actually zoom the map equals set a new map extent. And zoom at a particular point equals zoom the map at first, then move the map, and move the map also equals set map extent. So this is our application, and till now we can move the map, use the uh, left mouse button. At first, I'd like to do something with source code. So I need to move the constructor to here, to the header part of the class. And we've noticed we've initialized these variables, but not these two variables. So I think it will be better to initialize them in the constructor. Now let's zoom the map. I'll take zoom in, for example. For example, I write a method called zoom in. And when we think about zooming, actually, for example, at first we display a certain area of the map to the screen. Then we zoom in. Actually, we just want to display a part of this map to the screen. So we just set the map extent to a smaller value. That will finish our zoom in procedure. So we smaller the size of the map, and in the x direction, for example, we use this length, and in the y direction then we set map extent. So actually we want a smaller size. So for the x min, we just minus we just plus for the y min. X max y max. So that's it, and zoom out, it's almost the same. We just enlarge the map. We set a new map extent to enlarge the map. I think that's it, and we save the map. Now we handling the double click of the picture box. I think if so when we double click the left mouse button, we zoom in. Then we repaint the picture box. And if we double click the right button of the mouse, we zoom out. That's it. Let's have a try. Here, double click the left mouse, and so it works. So it works. Now considering another problem. For instance, when I click here, uh, actually, I think it will be better if the actual longitude and latitude coordinate value of the map will still be at the point I click my mouse button. For example, this this point, if I zoom in, I'd like to actually I still want to the this I will call the longitude and the latitude coordinate value as world point. I still want to the world point of the map stay here, stay exactly at the position where I click my mouse button. But actually, when we call the zoom in and the zoom out, this point, this actual world point, it moves to other place, so we need to move it back. So it's not so good, and we want to write new methods to correct this problem. And I will explain how to do that. So you need to understand zoom at equals zoom at first, then move the map. I mean set the map extent. You may have already noticed that. So I want to zoom in. So at first I zoom in. Now I want to move it back. So if I have a method includes these two functions, it will work for my application. And here I will show you the code. So this is zooming at logic. I will explain. So at first, I think you are doing your operations. You're doing your operations. You're using a mouse button, for example, double click, and before you click, and for example, this water point, you want to know its actually longitude and latitude coordinate value. So you save this value and you zoom in, and after that, uh, after that you zoom in. After that, this point move to uh, anywhere, move to wherever position is. You actually don't know where it is, but you do know this point, this water point's original longitude, latitude value has been kept. And think about your move method. You just put this water point as the begin move point. Then your current mouse point as the end point. So you do the move thing, and I think that's the solution to the problem. So you zoom in, and after that you set the X would begin as the original point, the point you want to move it back after your zoom procedure. So you set the X would begin as this old X, and the Y would begin as this old Y. Uh, so the X would end. It's your current mouse position, and you get the current mouse position. It's a screen point, and you change it. You transform it into the world point, into the longitude latitude point. That is X would end, and X Y would end. Then you calculate the LX, LY. You set map extent, just the same as you pan the map. And I'd like to say this is the zoom at function. And the zoom out is completely same, almost completely same. We just change it to zoom out. Okay, and now we change the double click event of the picture box. So we use zoom at, for example, zooming at, and the mouse position. When you are zooming or zoom at, actually you don't move your mouse. So this is the only parameter you want to get from the E parameter. Now I think it would work as we thought. So double click, double click, double click. Now this point is almost at the mouse point. So the very minor change is because the double value calculation is not it's not the same every time. It has a very tiny error, so that's okay. And I think it's what we want to achieve. Now we've almost finished our application, and in case you will be lost in moving the map, zoom in and zoom out, we add a new function here. We call this function default map extent. And when we click this menu item, you just reset the map extent to its default value. So this one. And don't forget, repaint the picture box. So I think that's it. And maybe you have noticed that the line here, uh, it's not so smooth. So I think we can in the painting event, we can set the draw model. I forget the name of the I'm sorry, I forget how to use the anti-aliasing anti-aliasing of the painting method. I'll check it out. I I'm really sorry because I haven't used C Sharp for a few years. So yeah, smoothing mode, and yeah, I think this works. So this is our application. Oh, so G smoothing mode equals system.join to D smoothing mode anti alliance. So we set this, and we set back. So it's smooth and beautiful, but actually it will make the drawing process more slowly than ever, and because we are put a lot of data into the drawing event, the painting event. So actually when you move the mouse, you feel that it's not give you a very fast response. And I think if when you try other map data, and if you put a lot of thing, a larger map data, a larger map data into the drawing process, these problems became will become worse. And at that time, I think you need to figure out other ways to change your application. For example, you can use threads, and you can use buffer to draw the map. But I think it's some advanced topics, and I want to I will not talk about them in this video. And you may also have noticed you've set the anti-alliance mode for drawing the polygons join the line, but for the string they still don't have the anti-aliasing mode. And I think there are two solutions. One solution is you can set the anti-aliasing mode for the string themselves. I think the C Sharp, the Visual Studio IDE, the Join 2D API has this function. And uh, another thing you can do, you just use the pass function of the join API. You add a string to the pass, then you draw the pass of the string. So when you join the pass, the anti-aliasing mode, the smoothing mode will take effect. So I think that's all. This is what I want to talk about in these videos. It's build a simple fact map application. I hope you like the video, and I hope you, uh, if you are interested in building your own map application, I think it will be a good start. And you can use the logic we created here to continue refine your application, and maybe you will figure out some decent ways to handle your own problem. And I think that's all. Thank you very much.